What's going on, people? It's GBP baby. Welcome to another video. It's currently 11:07 p.m. on Sunday the 16th of July, and yeah, we're going to be starting with dollar, then we'll go over to GBP and we'll take a look at euro. This is our weekly review, and also I want to say hello to all my new subscribers. I think my subscriber count has gone up quite significantly this week, so hello. And yeah, I'm going to get straight into it. I'm starting on the monthly. After the week we had last week, I think it's good that we refer to the monthly and see where we're likely drawing to. So I have a few things marked out on the monthly. I've marked out the fair value gap here between this low and this high, which we've just traded through. To the bottom off, I've marked out the consequent encroachment off this wick, and I've also marked out this next fair value gap, which I do believe price is likely to want to draw down into. So I'm just going to put monthly fair value gap in there, just so we know what that is on the lower time frames. And yeah, first I wanted to look at how price steps down these levels of the fair value gap, because you'll see that I've split the fair value gap into quarters. We have the top quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. So we have 25% level, 50% level, and 75% level. And we traded right to the bottom and actually into this wick. So we did close the fair value gap. So let's just drop down to the hourly, and then we can have a better look at how price managed to tread through these levels, because it did this is last week. You can see how we fell towards it, and you can see as soon as we hit Tuesday even, we traded through into the fair value gap, came back, kissed it goodnight, and then aggressively traded lower since. You can see we traded through this 50% level. We haven't actually came back and touched that 50% level yet, but I'll speak about that in a second. But we traded through it, left it, and continue, and you can see look how price wicks through these quarter levels, so every time it goes through a quarter into another quarter, you can see that price kisses it goodbye and leaves it, so it's quite interesting to see how price made its way to the bottom, and now you can see that we're consolidating just around this area now. So I'm going to talk about this consequent encroachment I have marked out down here, and I'll show you why that's significant. So consequent encroachment of wicks, they tend to get referred to the reference points for the algorithm the same way fair value gaps are. And so if we drop down to the weekly, you'll be able to see that we have a bullish order block here, and you can see that the consequent encroachment lines up just with the top of it, and there's also another fair value gap here which we did wick through. Now if we drop down to the daily, you'll see that there's actually a inefficiency here and here, and also a breaker. So there's reason for the fact that we traded through the bottom of the monthly fair value gap is what's making me think that we're likely to go lower and into the consequent encroachment. This is a breaker block because we have a low, high, lower low, and then we break higher. So these two up close candles, this makes the breaker, and you can see how the consequent encroachment of that monthly wick is lined up perfectly through that. So there is that's a viable reason as to why I'd like to see price refer to this breaker. I'm just going to put daily breaker, and that's where I'd expect to see some kind of reaction. Now I'm not expecting the market to completely turn around there, I'm not expecting crazy high prices. However, I do anticipate price to trade deeper into this breaker, and then see us trade higher back into this fair value gap, and potentially see some consolidation around the 25% level of it. And then after that, I'd like to see us head for this monthly fair value gap. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll quickly run through that again. So overall, I am expecting us to reach this monthly fair value gap, but I don't think it's going to happen within the next 14 days, especially after the big move we had last week. I anticipate us trading maybe a little deeper into this daily breaker and to the consequent encroachment of this weekly wick, and then I'd want to see us I'd then expect a retracement back up to this fair value gap, maybe kiss it goodnight, and then price to head lower. So just drop to the daily, you can see that we close with an up candle here, and we have this fair value gap here. But again, right now we're looking for inefficiency, and we've just traded through a whole monthly fair value gap. So I am still expecting these lows to get taken, because it's not usual for price to necessarily just trade down and then turn around like that, So this week, I'd like to see lower dollar in terms down to this level, and then anticipate some kind of retracement. So I am gonna mark the 50% level off the breaker out. Actually, probably not, since we've got the consequent encroachment. I'm gonna get rid of this completely, but it's just important to remember that there is a breaker block there. And yeah, I guess I'll just see how price acts once we do reach down here. So I'm gonna go to GBP now, and I've got similar markings. I'm gonna start with the monthly again. You can see that we traded through this fair value gap on GBP, traded right through it, and we closed way above it. And you can see that we have this other monthly fair value gap resting just above. That I do believe price is likely going to want to push into. You see, and then if we go to the weekly, we are also currently in a bearish order block. So this candle here, this up close candle before this break, this is a bearish order block, and you can see we traded right through it, and right now we're just stopped within it, so we're consolidating within inside it. What I'd anticipate now is for price to find support at the 50% level of this order block and continue higher into this monthly fair value gap. So I don't really want to see price leave this range. I don't expect price to leave this range before we trade higher into the monthly fair value gap, is what I'm saying. And you'll see there's also a little weekly fair value gap here as well. So if I mark out the 50% off this, you can see it lines up with the top, with the pretty much the open. So yes, price can come back down, wick down into this shaded area, but I'm not expecting price to leave the complete range that I have marked out. So we'll see. If we jump to the daily, you'll also see that I've just honed in on the actual order block. So I've marked out this order block on the daily. And yeah, I'd expect this to show support, because remember, when price trades through a bearish order block, that bearish order block should now become bullish. And this is why I'm saying I'm expecting price to find support within this area. I am going to mark out the 50% level because that will be mean threshold, and I don't really expect price to trade any lower than that 50% level. Considering I'm anticipating higher prices, and there's a daily swing high here that we haven't actually taken out yet. So there's reason for price to want to draw up into this fair value gap and above this buy side liquidity. So 318. There we go. And yeah, as price trades down into this, I can anticipate dollar to be retracing back, into this range that I'm anticipating to get traded into. The 50% level of this monthly fair value gap, I don't expect price to go any higher than that until we reach lower into the consequent encroachment and or this monthly fair value gap that's resting below here. And it is crazy to think, because considering how much we've moved, I can imagine a lot of retail are going to think, oh, it's got to be going up now. But knowing price action, it's probably going to consolidate a little bit, maybe wick up, and then it'll probably break lower and start running into this fair value gap, dragging everyone down with it. So this massive orange box I'm going to get rid of because I don't want my charts to be too messy. And now I've only got that daily bearish order block here. And again, what am I expecting? I want to see us find support within it, because it was bearish here. We traded through it. So now I want to find support within it. And then if I find support, I'd be looking for buyers for us to push into that monthly fair value gap. Euro is pretty similar. We've actually traded, let me start with the monthly on Euro again actually. So Euro, we traded through this fair value gap and closed it. And that you see this, we have a bearish order block here. We haven't actually reached the open of it. So that's why I have this marked out, this bar marked out. This is the opening. I'll put monthly bearish order block. Open. So this is what I'm expecting price to want to draw to. It's also the consequent encroachment of this very long wick, or pretty much, I don't think it's exact. Yeah, it's not exact, but it's at that level. And then if we go to the weekly, you can see that we're just about to fill in this volume imbalance. So I am anticipating us to continue to fill this void in. Well, it's not a void, it's a volume imbalance. I do anticipate this to get filled, and then for us to reach that monthly open before having any kind of retracement. And yeah, I probably should split this into quarters so we can see how price traded up and stepped up into these levels. So we'll do that now, and I'll be right back. So again, it's interesting to see how we traded into the weekly volume imbalance. We traded through it, found support, came up, traded one more time into this bullish order block, and then we expanded higher. Look how these wicks respect the 20. This is the 25% level. Let me make it a little bit thicker. Came and respected the 25% level twice, 1, 2, and then we moved higher. And again, this 50% level hasn't been touched yet, and we have some sell side liquidity resting below here. So don't get me wrong, I am expecting us to have some kind of retracement within this range, but overall I'm bullish in terms of wanting to see price draw up to this bearish monthly bearish open. Whether we take out this sell side first and then go, I'm not sure. We'll have to see how Monday trades. This is definitely a week where I would not trade the Monday session, because I need to see what Monday does before I have an idea for the rest of the week. So I'm definitely probably going to stay out the charts tomorrow. However, I think Monday is going to give us a much clearer idea of what to expect and what to anticipate, because like I said, it is possible for us to come down, take out some sell side, and then move to that bearish open, or price might want to rush there and just go straight up. But that's a matter of seeing how Monday trades. So that we'll just be patient with that. And yeah, that's pretty much everything, guys, to be honest. I'll just run through it one more time. I want to see us retrace, and then, I'm expecting us to push lower on dollar, and then GBP, I want to see us push higher into that monthly fair value gap, and euro, I want to see us push higher into the monthly bearish order block open. Now, this week I have made a comment on the community tab of my YouTube, and I was stating how from Thursday the 20th until Wednesday the 26th of July, I'm going to be away from the charts, so I'm not going to be posting any daily reviews. However, I am starting a new series that's going to be called 10 examples of, and I'll have lots of new learning material out, so that should cover my time away. And yeah, everything's all good. So that's everything, guys. Thanks for watching. This has been GBP Baby, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.